Hello, my friends. My name is Ellen. Welcome back to my Southern Kitchen and the first episode of Ellen's Thanksgiving Series 2024. Oh, I can't believe Thanksgiving is right around the corner. It's one of my favorite holidays. Well, to kick off my Thanksgiving series, I'm going to share with y'all a great bread recipe. This isn't a Southern Thanksgiving without some homemade cornbread, but we're going to give it a twist. How does sweet potato cornbread sound? That's right, sugar, a sweet potato cornbread. And my friends, it is so simple and easy to make. The bomb.com delicious. It's going to be loaded with fresh sweet potatoes and spices, and we're going to brush it with a maple cinnamon butter. How yummy does that sound? Everybody's going to love and enjoy this, and a great new addition to your Thanksgiving dinner. And I'll post a complete recipe along with the instructions down below in the description box. And for more Thanksgiving recipes from the past, check out my Thanksgiving recipes playlist and my previous video, Apple Cinnamon Waffles. I'll post the link to both of those down below in the description box. So grab your cornmeal, your spices, and get those sweet potatoes baking, sugar, because we're about to bake some sweet potato cornbread magic in my Southern kitchen. Here we go. All right, my friends, the first step we're going to do is bake our sweet potatoes. I have two medium size. I have placed them in some aluminum foil and in my round cake pan, and we're going to cover them. Now we're going to place them in the oven. Oven's preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to let them bake until they fork tender. All right, my friends, I have taken my sweet potatoes out of the oven. Let's take a look. Excellent. They're nice and fork tender. So now we're going to let them cool completely. All right, my friends, our sweet potatoes are nice and cool. We are ready to place them into the blender. So we're going to remove the flesh and the skin. And we're going to scoop it in there. All right, as soon as I get through putting my sweet potatoes into my blender, I'll bring you back. All right, my friends, I've got my sweet potatoes into my blender, so now we're going to cover it and puree it until it's smooth. All right, my friends, I am through pureeing my sweet potatoes. See how nice and smooth that is? That looks great. Off camera, I poured my puree into my measuring cups, and we have 1.5 cups. That's exactly what we need. I'm going to set these aside. Now it is time to make the cornbread. Over here, I have 1/4 cup, which is 1/2 stick or 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter into my cast iron skillet, or you can bake it in a 9 by 9 inch square baking pan. We're going to place it in the oven and let the butter melt, and I increased it to 425 degrees. That's the same temperature we're going to bake the cornbread. And while the butter is melting, let's get started on the dry ingredients. We need 1 cup of self-rising yellow cornmeal mix. So we're going to use the 1 cup measurement, and we're going to fluff it up just like we do flour. And we're going to level it off. And voila, perfect cup. We're going to pour it into my large bowl. Now we need 1 cup of self-rising flour. We're going to fluff it up just like we did the cornmeal. And level it off. And another perfect cup. And into our flour and cornmeal, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar to give our cornbread a little sweetness. And last but not least, we're going to add in our leavening and spices, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And give it a quick whisk until it's well combined, or you can sift them if you like. Okie dokie, dry ingredients are complete. Now we're going to set these aside while we work on the wet ingredients. In my measuring cup, I have 1 cup of buttermilk at room temperature. You can use store-bought or homemade. I'll post the link to my homemade buttermilk recipe down below in the description box. Now we're going to add in 2 extra large eggs, also at room temperature. And I'm going to whisk it a little bit to break the eggs. Alrighty, next we're going to add in a 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I melted and cooled. And whisk until it's well blended. Alrighty, wet ingredients are done. Now we are ready to pour it into the dry ingredients. And our puree sweet potatoes. And stir until it's well incorporated. Be careful not to overmix. And if your cornbread batter be lumpy, that's okay. It's all good. All right, my friends, our cornbread batter is done. Look at that beautiful orange color. I can smell the sweet potatoes, the cinnamon, and nutmeg. So now our butter has melted. I'm about to take it out of the oven and pour it into the skillet. I'm going to spread it evenly. Now we are ready to put this cornbread in the oven. Again, my oven's preheated to 425 degrees. We're going to let it bake for about 30 minutes until it's golden brown. While our cornbread is baking, let's make our maple cinnamon butter. In my bowl, I have 1 stick of unsalted butter, or you can use salted butter at room temperature. And into our butter, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. You can use homemade or store-bought. I'll post the link to my homemade maple syrup recipe down below in the description box. And make sure you use pure maple syrup, a good quality brand. Now we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of packed light brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And if using salted butter, just omit the salt. And stir until it's well combined. Alright, my friends, our maple cinnamon butter is done. And how simple and easy was that? Now let's check on the cornbread. My friends, I smell cornbread. See how nice and purdy that is? Beautiful golden brown. I just taken it out of the oven. And it smells amazing up in this kitchen. Nothing like the smell of cornbread straight out of the oven. So now, while it's still hot, we're going to brush it with our maple cinnamon butter right on top. Like so. Alright, my friends, there you have it. Sweet potato cornbread. Doesn't that look good? So now I'm about to cut me up a slice and then we'll give it a taste. Alright, my friends, I've got me a great big southern slice right here, and I'm serving it with a pat of my maple cinnamon butter and the drizzling of maple syrup. Now it's time for the best part, the tasting. Here we go. Look at this texture. It's so moist, it just fall apart. Look at that. Have a bite. Oh, it just melts in your mouth. It's so fluffy. I can taste the sweet potatoes and the spices. And that maple cinnamon butter is incredible. What a great remix on the classic Southern cornbread. This is phenomenal, my friends. Please give this recipe a try. This deserves another bite. Yum-o. Sweet potato cornbread licious. My friends, many thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video recipe, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And for more Southern magic in my kitchen, hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so that way you'll be notified when my new videos come out. Also, follow me on social media, Facebook, Ellen's Homemade Delights, and Instagram at Ellen Delights. And please send me an email, ellenshomemade@gmail.com. I would love to see your beautiful creations with my recipes. And I'll see y'all on my next video. Let's eat, much love, and happy Thanksgiving.